even the $100 million threshold, it's like these people got rich for a reason, and most of them for a reason, and one of those reasons being that they're pretty smart. And so, like, they're just going to game the system and just move all those assets offshore, and then
100%.
you're just going to have to move this right. Oh, it's not 100 million, it's 50 million now, and then people with $50 million are pretty smart as well, and it's just going to trickle down until you're covertly confiscating like paychecks from janitors at some point.
Yeah, communism, future of communism, right there. Yeah, I that's the United
Well,
States is too strong
but
for
that
that. There's no way we're gonna let that happen.
well, I mean, like another communist policy that's being floated around is like the price caps because of price gouging as well. Like these people are
Yeah,
overtly like, and I threw out like I wrote about this in the newsletter and joked about it in a tweet, but like I think we need some form of the Red Scare back where we need to like overtly ridicule these overt socialist Marxists, whatever you want to call them, communists. I know there's semantics arguments about the differences between those three definitions, but they all mean the same to me at the end of the day. They all lead to the same outcome. Like we need to like just call these people out and say ridicule them and uh, ostracize them as vehemently as possible because this would lead to the destruction of quality of life and the economy overall if any of these policies get through. And that's the
black.
I mean, this,
Yeah,
you say they won't get through, but that's the sad part about the state of America as an American citizen. Like most people are dumb. They don't understand any of this stuff. Which again, going back to what I said earlier, why it's important we have conversations like this. You get your data out there, but most people, whether we like it or not, do not understand the intricacies of any of this.
blacklisted by history. You know that book?
I do not.
Blacklisted by history. All of your freaks should be reading that. It's actually about the real story of McCarthy and how he struggled later on in life, but really his cause was pretty noble at the beginning. What they were doing was, at the end of the day, they're trying to understand if you are, uh, this is back to the Red Scare, obviously. If you are actually trying to subvert the United States and its laws for the preference of another government, that's what they were trying to do. And they got started in, it might have been a hodgepodge way. He might have been, you know, harsh with some people, but the way that they portrayed him, actually, United States sort of lore that like, oh, where's everybody, communists are really nice people. They want the best for us. They're not gonna harm us. They want the best for our policies. This was kind of the conclusion of the McCarthy era. It's actually not true at all, and nor does the intelligence agencies. I'm not saying to defend all the things that they do, not at all, as you know, but the to just sit there and think that communist Soviet Union and now mafia state Russia or communist China has the best interest at heart and is not going to try to subvert U.S. democracy is that's absolutely naive. And McCarthy was actually on the right track. And read that book, and you'll see that he's been his legacy there has been completely whitewashed, unfortunately.
No,
And
I
we're gonna
was
have to
talking
learn
about
again.
no, and it was McCarthy, and then Yuri Bezmenov came in the '80s, and he was ringing the alarm bell, and he literally laid out the
Yep.
the
Yep.
playbook of the color
Useful
revolution to
idiots.
yeah,
I think he was
and
the one that brought useful idiots to the English language.
yeah, and that's somebody who escaped communist Russia and came over here. It was like, hey, here's what you need to look out for. They are going to try to subvert, whether it's Russia, China, whoever it may be. Like they want to undermine the stability of the United States, and they will do these subversion techniques. They'll start with the universities. They'll leverage the useful idiots. They'll cater to feels and emotions and act like they're good people. But at the end of the day, they have a multi-decade process by which they undermine institutions and then begin to push these Marxist, socialist, communist policies through. And you wake up one day in a country that is not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I know you always give me you don't like when I say it, but this is where I'm saying that you guys are so much better set up back home in the States compared to like Europe right now. I mean, look what Europe's doing with the pants down, with the aggression that Russia's doing, and all that Europe can respond to with any of these sort of, whether it's the Telegram issue or whatever. Uh, they just, Europe or Bitcoin. Europe is supposed to be just the best regulator in the world. Like that's what Europe is hanging their hat on. We're going to be the best regulator. It's an insane way to run a society.
Hey, you. Do you still have your Bitcoin on an exchange? Don't hold your Bitcoin on an exchange. Take it into self-custody. If you're looking for an easy way to do that, we have the BitKey. BitKey is Bitcoin made easy to use and hard to lose. Take the first step. Get your Bitcoin off the exchange. Check out the link in the show notes. That'll get you 20% off your BitKey, or use the code TFTC20 at checkout.